Welcome to Circomedia. As we welcome live audiences back to Portland Square, we're doing everything we can to make sure your visit is safe and enjoyable. Please listen to this brief announcement so that you're aware of how we're running a COVID-secure venue to keep everyone safe and well. Unless you are exempt, we ask you to keep your mask on at all times when inside the building, including during the performance. When you're seated, you can take your mask off to drink and eat. Children must be supervised at all times by their adults and stay within their group. Please aim to remain seated during the performance. If you need to access our toilets or leave the auditorium for any reason, please follow our one-way signs and directions from staff. The bar will not be open during or after the performance, so please make sure you've purchased all drinks in advance. When seated, where possible, keep conversations quiet and within your group. At the end of the performance, please remain in your seats to allow our stewards to filter everyone out of the auditorium in the safest possible way. In the event of an emergency, our stewards will direct you to the nearest safe exit via the main and side building doors. Your exit may be different to the way you came in, so please remain calm, follow instructions, and wear your mask. Thank you for helping us to make Circomedia a COVID-secure venue. We hope you enjoy the performance.
Hello, sorry you have to have me first, but I'll be quick. Good evening and welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining us in the space and from home for our Class of 2020 Graduate Showcase. Woo, yeah. Thanks, my plant worked. So it's been a really challenging 15 months, as everybody knows, for us here at Circomedia, for you and for everyone at home as well. But we're delighted to have been able to conclude our academic year with a fantastic run of student shows and performances, and what better way to finish than with our 2020 graduates making a comeback to the Circomedia stage to perform the show that never happened. As I'm sure you know, this group of students were about 6 weeks away from completing their degrees when the pandemic hit and we went into the first national lockdown last year. So the opportunity for them to conclude their journeys with us at Circomedia by performing their final pieces on this stage was quite cruelly taken away from them. So tonight we're happy to welcome 6 of our graduates back, and actually 7 if you include the ones behind the camera. And we're going to see a range of work, all fresh and new work, whether it's a new act making its debut tonight, or an excerpt of a longer show, or a work in progress. So I hope you enjoy the selection this evening. So there's going to be 6 pieces with short changeovers in between. And before we begin, I've just got a few thank yous to make. First of all, massive thank you to our performers for coming back and gifting us with their new work. After what's been probably the worst year to be a graduate of anything, especially performing arts, especially circus. So I'm really grateful that they've come back to make and show us this work. And to you for coming out to support them and us. It really means a lot. Thanks to our inimitable tech team of 1 tonight, Rowan, Howie and Rowan, who've literally worked non-stop since April to make our very last minute, very intense season of shows happen in a super slick fashion with infinite kindness, patience, and their unflappable disposition. To our Dream Stream team for their beautiful capturing on video of these shows so that they can be broadcast directly into your living rooms and kept on the internet forever. And our lovely Janine Kelly in our course admin team for her support in coordinating this project, and especially for helping to organise rehearsal spaces for the performers over the last few months. And finally, to the senior management, the academy and venue teams for making it possible for us to put on live shows again. We're very happy about that, and I hope you are too. So without further delay, please show them lots of love tonight, and we hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
So I just want to talk about something. I want to talk about life. Now that very simple 4-letter word could mean an entire spectrum of things. Anything on this planet. So trees, plants, cats, dogs, sunsets, sunrises, shooting stars, magnesium, potassium, carbon, sulfur. We get the idea. In fact, it could mean anything in this entire universe. And we're not even really sure how large that is. So let's simplify it. Let's talk about the life about the size of a trillionth of a pinprick on that entire spectrum. Let's talk about the life in this room. Simplify it even more, let's talk about your life. So you came here with the conscious, living decision to be here right now, along with 50 other people who all made the conscious living decision to be here right now, hopefully. And we are the only ones here, ever. Isn't that weird? So with that, I want to talk about 2 more things. The first thing is improvisation. Now, improvisation is often used across many different art forms. So it can be used in dance, in theatre, in comedy, in circus, in artwork, and in music. But I really think that the benefits that you gain from improvisation can affect your life in other areas also. About several years ago, before that, I was constantly counting in my head. I would count upwards, I would count downwards, I would count in 2s, in 10s, in 5s. And it didn't bother me. I could get on with everything else. But it was always there. It was something I could control, something I could predict, and I knew what was coming next. When I started improvising, that disappeared. With improvisation, you have to be in the present moment with no pre-existing thoughts, and no predicting thoughts either. You just exist. And so the second thing that I want to talk about is life from the human perspective. Your life. It is very unique, it is very fragile, and it is very short. So the moments in which you are present are the most important moments you have. And we spend so much of our time flicking between the past and the future that we forget to remember that we can be right here, right now. Yes, it's lovely to think about memories and share them with others, and it's really important to plan your future. But when we can't control the past, and we can neither control the future, the only moment that we can really control is this one here. And in your last moments, you won't be thinking about whether you paid your tax on time or all of that time you spent worrying about an event that never even happened. You'll be thinking about the moments in which you stopped and you listened to a friend with the intent to understand rather than the intent to respond. And when you received that back, you'll be thinking about the times in which you felt something, good or bad, in the moment it was meant to be felt. So I have a list of 5 things that I think bring me back to the present moment, and I want them to affect you in any way to find your own 5 things. The first one, impactful moments in life, happen when we close our eyes. So we close our eyes when we think, when we dream, when we kiss, when we laugh too hard, when we cry, when we smell something amazing, when we hear the most beautiful piece of music, and when we close our eyes, we focus on that one thing. 2, communicate. Turns out that one's quite important. Communicate in the best way you know how, with everyone and anything, including yourself. 3, be honest. It is far easier to tell a lie about the past or the future. In the present moment, you're at your most vulnerable state, and that is an incredibly powerful state of being. 4, breathe. And 5, improvise, in whatever way that means to you. I'm going to do a short piece of improvisation, and it's accompanied by a track that was written by an American lady 20-odd years ago. It was written originally as an essay. Some of the words are slightly outdated. For example, it will open with ladies and gentlemen. I want to open that up to everyone. but most of the advice given in the track still resonates with today, and it can really bring into the present what is important in our perspective of life. Please feel free to close your eyes, please feel free to communicate, and please feel free to focus and listen on this moment right here, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind. The kind that blindside you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Compliments are received. Forget the insults. If you succeed in Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. But trust me on the sunscreen.
Do you ever get that feeling that something is about to go horribly wrong? The kind that no amount of soft-spoken words or soothing hair strokes can quite rid you of. The future is a train wreck, and you are Cassandra reincarnate, screaming unheard at the top of your lungs.
Two children sit across from one another at the kitchen table, gathered for their ritual Sunday roast. Each has their focus on the slightly greasy sliver of sacred wishbone held between them. Eyes closed tightly with concentration. Then they are to silent wherever fortune's favour. They each angle their side of the wishbone away from one another, first gently, and then, as it refuses to yield, with a firmer hand. The wishbone begins to tremble. Suspense hangs like a woolen undercoat across the shoulders. Then, finally, snap. Wishbone breaks. I can't remember the last time again. I don't think any of us can. This can't be happening. Anger seeps from my mouth like a rich, thick blood. I don't understand. Try and fail to watch TV that we don't care about. One minute everything is hollow and numb, Then it hits like a train and I cry so hard I almost throw up. Reality has shifted. Time passes too slow, but suddenly you'll make us be lost. I reread the same page of The Hound of the Baskervilles 13 times before realizing what I'm doing. Cups of tea are made and forgotten about, over and over and over and over again. I'm watching myself in third person. Wandering up and down the hallway. Drifting through the house in our dressing gowns like half-conscious ghosts. We grieve ourselves and we grieve one another.
Go where you want to, do the things you feel. Walk around with a broken leg and $100 bill. Get yourself a Bristol, get yourself a dog. Stay up all night getting drunk, sleeping on the hollow log. Walk till you're restless, sleep till you're tired. Wake up without thinking, you're the one that I desire.
We're sick. Or I am, anyway. It's this building. Rotten. 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 Rotten! How? How did it come to this? Came up the plug hole, didn't it? Came up the plug hole. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. I was coming home after days and days of So I was coming home, right? And I had it heavy behind the eyes, drowsy, weary, deathly dreary, like all my bones were made of bread. Yes, bread. So I was all bones of bread and a cotton mouth and, oh God, my head. I could barely see the road down below. Could barely see that, but I made it back anyhow. Must have been the angels. Back on track. Back on track, back on track. Tunnel vision. Oh, tunnel vision. To the keyhole. Home. And headed straight for the shower. Oh, it was warm. Oh God, it was warm. I could really feel my blood inside me, you know? Could feel my blood inside, pressing up against my skin like a fish, sucking at the glass. Rising up to meet the warm, the wet. Oh, the warm. Oh, the wet. Oh God. The wet cotton of my t-shirt. The heavy wet weight of my jeans. There was moisture in my socks. If you can, picture me fully clothed. And now, if you can, picture me fully naked. This was the transition I was attempting to make, but something was off with the timing, or the placing, space, timing, time, spacing. Oh God. Anyway, I knew I had to fix it. And so off came the socks, off came the trousers, the pants, and then off came the t-shirt. Tunnel vision. But different this time. A periscope, more wet. I panned my periscope across the ceiling and saw an entire landscape painted in yellow with peeling wallpaper. Ugh. Drab and dripping. Rotten! And that was when I saw it. Right in the middle of my peeling ceiling, there was a light bulb. And what was thereof attached. Attached by sticky globules of cottony thread, flexing its great hairy legs, giving me the eye, or 2, 4, 6, 8, oh God, a spider. A spider, and it had company. Let me rephrase. In my bathroom. Abseiling from a light bulb in the middle of my bathroom! A spider. Of monstrous proportions. Treading and teasing a roly-poly little bundle with its sticky little toes. Juicy, fat bundle in the unmistakable shape of a rat. A rat! And he's got these glossy little bundles of fur poking through the gaps, and this obscene tail flopping and dangling. And as the spider worked, I could see there was one ratty little leg still poking out. Its little toes still soft and quivering. How did it get there? Came out the plug hole, didn't it? And now in my bathroom, just spinning. Just spinning.
Sunscreen would be it.